Hello everyone, this is Days Whip from my war room in East Taunton, also known as the Great Room or the very expensive addition we put on our house. But the last video I made is about the new expansion I came up with, which was Revolution, where you can pay money and roll the die to see if you could start a revolution in a neutral country that is either strictly or pro your enemy, and that causes all kinds of chaos in the region when you're successful with that revolution roll. So watch that video, and again, I'm actually playing this game to see how that expansion works out, and I'm probably gonna have to play a few times to try a few different revolutions to see how it affects the game and if it actually brings enjoyment to it. I think it will, but it'll have to be played to see. And I already played Germany, and I didn't think I should record anything, but once I finished Germany, I figured maybe I should make videos for each of my turns so I can record and actually keep track of how each game plays with using house rules. And for this game, house rule is the most common one. Is that every country except China gets one free tech, so they'll roll for a tech on their first turn, and also the revolution roll. And for Germany's tech, they got long-range aircraft, and I did the common roll a die, and you pick from either column of breakthrough chart 1 or breakthrough chart 2. And in the first round, I thought about spending almost a quarter of my money on trying to start a revolution in Persia. So that way I could stop, right off the bat, I could stop a Middle Earth strategy. And I decided actually just to spend it on units because, with only $30, I figured I need to actually build up a force in Europe to hopefully be successful in my strategies for the Axis. And I'm going to try my best to not be biased because I know it's coming, but maybe I will surprise me, but we'll see. And so Germany started with 30 IPCs, and I bought an aircraft carrier, a destroyer, and one tank. And so for combat, I basically focused on, I wanted to wipe out the UK Navy, and I also wanted to take Paris. So I basically, all 4 of my subs got involved. I sent one sub there to C-Zone 106. I sent one sub to C-Zone 109, and off the top of my head, C-Zone 106 had a transport and, I think a destroyer, but don't quote me on that. Could have been a cruiser. And same thing with 109. I think it was a transport and maybe a cruiser. And C-Zone 111 had a UK battleship, and I think maybe a cruiser and a destroyer. That was a pretty big navy up there. So I made sure I sent overwhelming force there, and my 4th sub also participated in that battle. And then I went to C-Zone, what is this, 110. And I think that one had a destroyer and maybe a cruiser. It had 2 boats, I know that. And for there, I didn't have any boats to participate because I sent them all to 111. So I sent basically the entire I'm going to butcher this, Luftwaffe. I sent 4 tactical bombers and 2 fighters. And what ended up happening, I started with the subs. C-Zone 106, his first strike, he hit, so that wiped out 2 boats. Then C-Zone 109, first strike attack also hit, so that wiped out those 2 boats. And I'm trying to remember Then C-Zone 111 was an absolute disaster for the Allies. I think the sub hit his first strike, and then pretty much every attack on my first roll hit, so it wiped out the Navy. And on the return roll, The UK only got 1 hit, so I lost 1 sub. So that was, holy crap, Germany's looking good. And then the C-zone battle was an absolute disaster. I had 6 planes, 4 tacticals, 2 fighters. So I had 2 at 4 and 4 at 3. And I should have annihilated those boats. But then I surprised me, and I scrambled the 3 fighters that were in London, two from UK and 1 from France. And it was an absolute disaster for Germany. Germany only got 2 hits on the first roll, and the UK got 4 hits on the return. And I kept a fighter and a tactical, so I could still have 1-4 and 1-3. I got 1 hit, and so the Allies lost the French fighter, and so they still had 3 fighters returning, and all 3 hit, and all my planes are gone, and that is going to put a little bit of a cramp in my style. And for non-combat, I moved that the transport and the destroyer from C-zone, I think it was 113 or 114, whatever. And I picked up a guy in a tank, and I dropped him in Finland. And I had 2 bombers that I sent to take out help take out that fleet in 111, and those bombers landed in Finland, and they now have a pretty good force there ready to cross the water and help in the sea line. And France was actually somewhat evenly matched because I didn't take any planes, and the first round was pretty even. It was maybe maybe 3 guys, or whatever it was. And then beginning in the second round of rolls, Germany absolutely annihilated France. And on the third round of rolls, Germany finished them off, and France didn't hit much on the return on the second and third turn. So Germany has quite a few pieces in Paris, and they can go next turn and take southern France and Normandy. And I also moved a guy into Finland, activated the standing army for the pro-axis of Finland, and I just realized I've been calling this territory Finland, and it's Norway. My bad. And I moved 1 guy into Yugoslavia. Oh, I just realized that's pro-allies. I'm gonna have to. I'll fix that. Let me take that back. That guy came from here. Oh. As such, Germany's going to go down 1. I have to remember to take. Oh, I'm sorry. It was 2, and I moved to 2. Yeah, so they took Bulgaria, activated the standing army, and they also moved all their tanks and as many guys as could reach Romania, and they're probably on turn 2 are going to try to take the southern route through Russia to, go to Stalingrad, and then maybe go north to Moscow or straight to Moscow. It doesn't matter. And let's see. Oh yeah, when they took France, I think they took $19 that they were holding. And again, don't quote me on that because it was a few days ago I made this turn. And so for place units, I placed the aircraft carrier and the destroyer along with the transport and the cruiser that I moved to C-zone 112 now, I think. And I landed the 2 surviving tactical bomber and a fighter on the aircraft carrier. I was initially going to land the 2 fighters from that disaster in C-zone 110 on the aircraft carrier, but it is what it is. And so I started doing Russia's turn, and I cleared the board so I could start a video for Russia. But that's all for Germany turn 1, and I hopefully covered everything. And that's it. Have a good night, guys. Bye.